Hello, everyone, and welcome to Lock in the Value. James speaking to you today. So we're uh we're going to review a coin, but before we do that, we thought we'd go through the things we've reviewed in the last 6 weeks. So Dragon Chain was one. We were the first, seen a first in the last sort of 2 months to talk about Dragon Chain. And I noticed that in the last few weeks, people like Crypto Crow have come out and spoken about it. I know I like him, to be fair, but um, Dragon Chain gained 399% in the since we discussed it, which is a great call. We're buzzing about that. We're really happy. Zilliqa, 135% gain. So you pop in 100 quid, you'd have got 235 quid. Engine coins had a big pump as well, 84% off of when we talked about it. Icon, Chainlink, Basic Attention Token, Ripple, VE Chain, NEM, Cosmos. Let's be honest, I think we can call that market fluctuation. I'm not going to take credit for a 22% gain over I'm not going to take credit in terms of a call for over 6 weeks because I think that's just indicative of market fluctuation. I think Chainlink's a great project, as I do Icon, as I do BAT, as I do Ripple. VE Chain, if you've watched our videos, not a huge fan of the project, not a huge fan of its price potential. So if you'd have invested $100, if you'd invested $100 in each coin, there's 10 coins there, it'd have been $1,000 cost. Your profit would have been $684. So we're pretty pleased with our projections and with our predictions so far. We'll be honest, by the way, we've cashed out 75% of our holdings in this. 50% of it we've used to pay myself and a couple of the people that work here. 25% we've reinvested into our number one project. Number one project we have been researching for a while. We've invested about 20% of our holdings, actually. We've got a Udemy course on it. Now, I know some people are going to hate that, but we've got business that we're running. The Udemy course breaks down exactly why we love this project, why we think there's potential. We're going to do a top 5 soon in terms of the best 5 undervalued cryptocurrencies to invest in. And obviously our number one investment features there. But today, and we'll talk about that again in the future. If you want to, we'll put up the link in a couple of days once it's all gone through on Udemy. But what we're going to talk about today is Wanchain. Now, Wanchain is an undervalued cryptocurrency. Before we get into that, by the way, our apologies. We are having a bloody headache with YouTube. I am properly getting pissed off with how they are, right? Because we're getting strike and then it's removed, and then strike and then it's removed, and then strike and then it's removed. It's been 3 days on, 3 days off. Every time we do a video and then we're about to publish it, it's like there's a strike, and it's just doing our head in. We can't, and it's the same thing. It's been the same thing back to back to back for the last 4.5 weeks. So we intend on doing a video every couple of days, and then something happens. Bloody sod's law. Today, anyway, we want to talk about Wanchain. Now, Wanchain, Jesus, 2 years ago, Wanchain was an incredibly hyped ICO. I tried to get in on it, and it sold out so quickly. It was about 35 cents per coin at ICO. And I was desperately trying to get into that. Like, I had $350. Basically, I wanted 1,000 of them. And it sold out immediately. And then when the project released, it 10x'd, damn near the same. In fact, the same day, yeah. It started out at about $4. It only took a few days, like a week or two, and it damn near 30x'd off of the ICO price, which is insane. But that was sort of the market around 2018. And then it's bloody flatlined. I mean, you can't argue it has flatlined since then. And I think that's foolish. I think this project is very, very good. It's very, very underrated. I'm definitely holding some, so is my partners in the business. So are we as a business. Now, OneChain is an interesting one. OneChain wants to build a super financial market connecting all digital assets, right? But the interesting thing about OneChain, is that their sort of use cases are asset transfers, loan origination, and credit payments. And that's directly relevant to what the hell is happening right now. Because coronavirus, COVID-19, whatever you want to call it, has killed over 100,000 people globally. The bigger long-term impact it's going to have, and I don't mean it bigger in terms of minimizing deaths, but a major impact that it's going to have long-term, there are going to be people that go bankrupt and lose their homes from this. There are mortgage holidays in England, but you still have to repay that back in a few months. In America, there's renters that are starting to get kicked out of the home. Technically, it's illegal, but there's loopholes within the law, and that's happening more and more and more. In the next 18 months, we are going to see more bankruptcies filed globally than I think in the last 20 years. We'll probably see as many bankruptcies filed in the next 18 months as we did when the financial market crash happened that sort of spurned Bitcoin's creation. So OneChain having a use case for identifying credit payments and loan origination is going to be a major issue, is going to be a major positive. Now, whether or not that can be implemented by banks or whoever in the next 18 months is doubtful, but as a long-term use case, when you're going to see constantly over the next 18 months major financial trouble for individuals because it's the haves and the have-nots. Those that are rich aren't going to have an issue, but those that are struggling month by month, week by week, with COVID-19 and not being able to work, all of a sudden your home is going to be taken from under you. And something like OneChain, where it focuses on credit payments, asset transfers, loan origination, there's a long-term use case there. And it's something that is going to be needed for financial companies. Not that I'm a fan, but obviously the financial companies need to track information properly. The other thing that is, well, there are two other factors that we like about OneChain, is that it's part of the Blockchain Interoperability Alliance. So that's Icon, Aeon, OneChain. Those three have the shared goal of promoting, I'll read it out to you, promoting interconnectivity between isolated blockchain networks. Now, Icon, brilliant project, doing well, and popular in South Korea. I think we're going to see a boom in Icon, honestly. Ion, really underrated, really undervalued, and a good building platform. And OneChain, truly, I do think it's an undervalued. I think it's an undervalued platform. I really do. I think it got hit by the crash hard, the crypto crash, obviously. But that's a powerhouse in terms of an alliance, and the focus is interoperability. Now, Jesus, interoperability is the thing, right? Dragon Chain, we talked about interoperability. You know, they're trying to patent things that step on people's toes. Chainlink is interoperability. You know, however you want to phrase it, it's interoperability, and it's basically the whole thing, right? It's the biggest problem people are trying to fix. You know, remember 2 years ago when it was like, what problem needs fixing? And there were so many. Now we're narrowing it down constantly, and now a lot of projects are starting to overlap on what they want to fix. But as in terms of what you're seeing there, those three are powerhouse platforms, and it's an very interesting one to have an alliance there. In terms of market value, I do think it's undervalued. I think it's a dollar coin. I think there's a lot to this project, and I think if it's picked up by significant financial firms, you could see this rise. And I think realistically, there's going to be more and more and more and more and more and more and more institutional money come into the system. Even if all the staking coins become securities, and I know everyone's freaked out about that since Ethereum 2.0. That would be horrible for the crypto market. But make no mistake about it, once assets change class and change from to a security, there'll be a lot of fresh money that comes into the market. So there's a massive downside, there's a massive upside as well. But we think OneChain's got real potential. Yeah, in the next few days, God willing, YouTube doesn't screw us around with strikes and stuff, we're going to release our top 5 video on what we think are the 5 most undervalued cryptocurrencies. Number 1 will be our Udemy course. I'll tell you right now, you can be pissed off or you can be okay with it. But we've done a lot of research into this crypto. We think firmly that it's going to do more than Dragon Chain's done so far, comfortably. And we run a business, so we want to be paid for our work effectively. But we will release that in the next couple of days and we'll put the links up. Hope you enjoyed the video. Take care and stay safe, guys.